Hello, welcome back to another video. My first ever review, a product review. Now this has been sent to me by K&F, and when they sent me an email to ask whether I wanted to do a review, I was more than happy because I've been using K&F stuff for the last probably 5 or 6 years, and I really do think they are a fantastic value for money product. So when they asked me to do a review, I was more than happy to say yes. Now, without beating around the bush too much, I love this tripod. And I'm not just saying that because they've sent it to me. I do love this tripod. There's one thing I don't like about it. So it's not perfect. It's not going to suit everyone. Show you what I've done in the last 2 weeks. I've done long exposures, seascape, some astrophotography. I've put it through its paces, okay? And it stood up to everything I've done, even wildlife. I put the big lens on it, used it as a bit of a wildlife tripod, and it ticked all the boxes. It did everything except one thing, which again, I'll cover that at the end, which will be an easy fix. So if K&F are watching, watch until the end. There's one thing on this. If we can just improve this one little thing, this will be the perfect tripod. And I'm not even kidding. I do love this thing. When I unboxed it, as soon as I unboxed it, the first impression was it's very small. I was a bit concerned at how small it was. It does feel solid, okay, so nothing wrong with the weight. It feels sturdy, it doesn't feel cheap, okay. So when I say light, it is a carbon fiber tripod. So it felt very light, and I was a bit concerned that how would it stand up in the wind and in the waves. Now, I was very surprised at how sturdy this tripod was. So we started off with some seascapes. Now, I didn't get super windy or rough conditions, but even in the waves that we did have, it performed flawlessly. There was no movement in it. It was rock solid. So the carbon fiber legs definitely help keep it stable. The ball head is rated up to 15 kilos. So 15 kilos, it's very rare that you're going to use a camera and a lens greater than 15 kilos, especially on a travel tripod. I also tried it with wildlife, and I was really surprised at how well this tripod worked with wildlife. The ball head just had a certain level of grip to it where I could tighten it up just enough that I could still move my camera and lens around without it being sticky or, you know, being too loose or too tight. It was very adjustable, and I found that it was very comfortable to use as a wildlife tripod, which is something that I don't normally do. I also ran some video tests. So one thing I would mention with your video, don't put your center column up high. If you put your center column up high, things do become very unstable. So have the center column down as low as it'll go. It will make the tripod a lot more stable. So here's a little test that I ran with the center column raised all the way up. And if I touch my camera to start recording, you'll see that there's a bit of vibration. It takes a little while to settle, where when I put the center column down, hit the record button, it's a lot more stable. The big test was astrophotography. So I took it out for quite a few astro sessions, and this is where you really need a stable tripod. This thing just worked perfectly, okay? It was stable enough that there was one night where we did have quite a bit of breeze around, so it wasn't completely calm. It was a little bit windy. The tripod was perfect. But as far as the tripod goes, look, the ball head for starters is fantastic. It's very smooth. It's very easy to adjust. There's only a couple of dials that you have to worry about. You've got one dial on the side, which will rotate the ball head in a panorama style. And then you've got your lever, which actually moves your ball head around. Okay, we can turn it to the full side if we want to do panoramic style shots. Put it into full portrait mode. It's very versatile. It comes with an Arca Swiss plate, which is absolutely fantastic because I have an L bracket on my camera. Arca Swiss plates are very easy to find, very compatible, and they work on just about everything. Okay, so yeah, always be careful of first party tripod heads where you have to get something specific for their tripod. The K&F comes with Arca Swiss, so order any sort of L bracket, any sort of base plate, and generally it's going to fit if it's an Arca type. Okay, has the twist lock legs, and the more I use twist lock, the more I like them. I do have a tripod at home that doesn't have twist lock. It has the old clip style. The good thing with the twist lock, if you do get sand, and I get sand in them all the time, very easy to clean. Okay, so unlike the clip legs can be a little bit tricky to clean. The twist ones, we can just undo them. Okay. Another good thing with this tripod, it comes with metal screws. Okay, my old tripod had plastic. This one comes with metal, so harder to thread. Okay, so here's the height. Straight out of the box, it's a reasonable height, okay? That's almost perfect for me. You do have this center column, so we can go up higher, and that's where my issue is. I'll get to that later. But basically, center column does go up nice and high. I'll cover that at the end and why I think a better option might be available. So it's very steady, okay? Yes, even though it's thin and light, it is very solid. Okay, all the clips work nicely. Everything just feels nice. Got a nice rubberized grip to hold on to. Now, another thing to mention, it does come with a detachable monopod. So one of the legs unscrews. The ball head is all adjustable, so we can unscrew the ball head. It does come with a little kit. You've got an Allen key, you've got a spare screw. So the ball head will come off and go into that, and then that will act as a monopod. So that's a handy little feature. Ball head is just so smooth. I'm really impressed with the ball head. Very smooth, very adjustable, easy to adjust. So K&F have been kind enough to give me an affiliate link, and I'm quite happy to be an affiliate for K&F because I think it really is a good value for money product. In the description, there's a link to their website, and there's also a code. So that code will give you 20% off this tripod. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do in this video is give you some general tripod tips. If we look after the tripod, it will look after us. Now, when it comes to Seascapes, I highly recommend take these bottom legs out. The bottom part of your tripod is going to sink into the sand. The last thing you want to do is get sand inside where they extend. Okay, so I tend to, if I'm doing a Seascape, I'm pulling the bottom section all the way out. So then the sand's only going to come up so far, and I'm not going to get sand in the actual screws, because once you get sand in these, like, easy enough to clean, but it's just pain, okay? It's a bit of a pain to try and get the sand out. And even when I get in the car, if I'm going to go and jump in the car, all I'll do is put these 3 legs in, and I'll leave these bottom legs out until I wash it. So wash all the sand off these. Try not to get sand in any of these sections. If you see sand on your tripod, find a tap or a hose, or just brush it off as best as you can. Sand and tripods are not a great mix. Tip number 2, don't over tighten them, okay? And that's one thing a lot of people do, is they get in there and they think they really have to crank down and tighten them. These tighten very easily, okay? You don't need to sort of go too hard. Just get it until it's just a little bit tight, just nice and soft. You don't have to really screw them in. They're quite grippy, okay? They're very grippy. So I've tested it out with the big camera, as you'll see later. Don't over tighten anything. Same with the ball head. Once your camera's on there, you don't need to crank it down. Put your camera on there and you'll find that it has a lot of grip. So we don't need to go all the way. You'll feel it. You'll put your camera on there, just feel it until the camera doesn't move. Same with the screw in the side. If you over tighten this, you can fall into a problem where your ball head will unscrew. So if we have this really tight and we try and tilt our camera from side to side, we can unscrew the ball head. So have that one sort of fairly loose. It's got some nice resistance to it. If you need it to be absolutely stable, then just tighten it a little bit. Just one thing that you really have to be mindful of, don't over tighten anything, okay? Everything is kind of designed to be tightened, not cranked down all the way. Feel it till it gets tight, don't go further than you need to, okay? If you're unsure, put your camera on there, move your camera a little bit and just tighten it as needed. Now, on to my biggest problem with this tripod. And this can be an easy fix. My biggest problem is this center column. To me, this center column is way too long. Now, it does come out, it has a little clip here. So if I put that clip in, okay, I can take that out. But my biggest problem, I like to get low to the ground. So when I'm shooting, I do like to be down low to the ground. So I'm going to give you a quick example. I find that I shoot down lower to the ground more than I shoot up high. So I very rarely have my tripod up high. So just one thing to note, that you can reverse the center column to get down nice and low. I don't like to do this because then I'm dealing with my camera upside down. So reversing the center column to get down low, I don't think it's a good idea. I would much rather get my tripod down low, so then I don't have to work with the camera upside down and try and fiddle with settings while the camera's upside down. Having the center column this long is really useless to me. Some people might find it useful. If you're a tall person, you might find the center column handy. Okay, if I get it down all the way low, I can't put that on the ground because this center column is way too long. Okay, so I will have to lift this center column. I'll have to lift that center column up, which defeats the whole purpose of getting the tripod down low to the ground. So if K&F could come with a second piece, if they gave us the option of having the long center column and having an optional shorter center column that's probably only about an inch or two long enough that we can still tighten it in, but then we don't have the problem of having our center column poking through the ground. Okay, so that would make this the perfect tripod. That is my only real complaint. If K&F could provide a separate center column, 10 out of 10, absolutely best tripod that I've used. But yeah, just that center column is the only downside for me, but that might be fine for other people. Okay, if you find that you're not getting down low, it's fine. It's small, but it's sturdy. Okay, yeah, good product. Anyway, if you did like this video, leave a like. Yeah, there's a description if you want 20% off the tripod. There's a link below. Pop in the code and enjoy it. If you want to know how I progress with this tripod, I do regular live streams and I will be taking this to the live streams with me. So this will be my main tripod. I will be using this going forward. So if it falls apart, you'll probably see it fall apart in a live stream. You might hear me complain about it in the live stream, or you might hear me talk about how much I love it in the live streams. So if you want an ongoing review of this tripod, check out my live streams. But in the meantime, yeah, good product. Oh, hello. I've got a little buddy here with me. Even the birds like this tripod. Do you like this tripod? It's all right, is it? Do you want to have a go? Do you want to come and have a go? Hello. We've got a little friend with us. Now, twist legs. Oi, get off the camera. Don't you poo on my camera. What are you doing on the camera? Had the perfect sunset, and here I am talking about a tripod. I hope I covered everything. Bag, comes with a bag. Did I mention the bag?